insane. Cannot believe this. Like, what?
Celtics are different this year. After blowing it to the Miami Heat, you knew they'd take care of business.
How? What's going on, guys? Friday, we got 2 games in the NBA playoffs to go over today. I'm going to give you my opinion on the spread and the game total. Coming off a terrible day, a horrible day. I mean, you could almost laugh it was so bad. Had a lot of action on the Celtics game. Lost by 20 at home. I guess this is just the same old Celtics. Jason Tatum, these other players, Joe Mazzulla. I just don't know if this guy commands enough respect from his team. How do you not have a little bit of heart? Now, if they got upset and it was a close game and Donovan Mitchell went crazy in the last 5 minutes and the Cavs stole it and won by 3 or something, okay, it is what it is. Playoff basketball, crazy things happen. How do you get destroyed on your home court by over 20? I thought when the Nuggets got absolutely killed by 30 from the Timberwolves that type of BS was kind of a thing of the past for the rest of the playoffs. But I guess it's always an option. It's always a possibility in the good old NBA. Some of these teams just don't have the heart, man. These aren't college kids. It's not NC State, going through March Madness, giving everything they have. These are millionaires, and sometimes they're just not into it, just not into the game. Maybe some strings are pulled behind the scenes. I don't know. I really don't know. I just, the only reason I say these irrational things is I don't know how else to explain it. I'll even put some statistics on the screen from the game. Look at the shooting percentages. Just very, very hard to believe. So a losing day. I looked back at April as well. I was kind of thinking, I'm like, okay, well, we lost a little bit over 3 units today. So how are we going to bounce back from this? I went back and looked at April. We had 5 days in the month of April where we lost at least 3 units in a losing day, and we still ended up way, way into the profit, up 14 units for the month of April. So these things happen. They're always in the mix. You cannot win every single day, and you cannot come back the next day and try to get it all back. Here we go. It's Friday. We got 2 great games. The last thing I want to do is come out way too aggressive and try to get that back. You just got to trust the process. Keep stacking the wins. A unit, a half unit, 2.5 units, a unit, a half unit, a bad day. Repeat the process. A little bit of good news, guys. Well, that's not good news. That was a push. They put in like the G League bench team for the last 4 minutes of the game when it was a total blowout. I've never seen that before, man. I've seen Joe Mazzulla keep the Celtics starters in when they're up 30 until there's like a minute left with like 5 minutes left. I mean, I know the margin was big, but you got to like punish your players a little bit. So your players didn't show up. They had a horrific game, and then you're just going to give them the last 5 minutes off. I would have let them suffer, man. I would have left the starters in until the buzzer. You're at home and you're down a bazillion, and you just totally throw in the towel with 5 minutes left. Not a good look in my opinion. So when all the washed up G League bench dudes went in, the offense dried up. The live spread was up almost to 230. It ends up exactly at 212. So couldn't get a winner out of the free pick, the free whiteboard winner for you guys. We remain at 10-8 playoff free pick record. So hopefully we'll get to 11-8 in today's video. Feeling pretty good about what I'm going to give you guys. Did cash another one on SoBet. That's a little bit of good news. 11-3 in my last 14 on SoBet. So despite a bad losing day today in premium, still absolutely going nuclear on the SoBet platform. We hit in the MLB today. Took the Houston Astros, had a nice pitching edge in the first 5 innings. We went money line first 5 at a -102 price for a unit over there. Guys, SoBet is not my full card. It's a single pick a day, but if you're interested, it's cheap, less than $10 for an entire month. So if you just want a single pick a day from me, or even if you're already in premium, half the time, more than half the time, I'd say 90% of the time, the pick I put on SoBet is different than all of my other picks. So regardless if you're here or there, you have access to this, you're following me on TikTok, you're over here, you're over there, hop on SoBet. It's cheap, 30 cents a day. You can get an extra pick, premium pick from me every single day. Again, 11-3 in my last 14 over there on the SoBet platform. That link is in the description. And hey, if you have any interest in my premium card, my best stuff, the best time to hop on board is actually off a bad day. Sometimes I go on a 2, 3, 8, 9 day winning streak. Maybe not the best time to join because a losing day probably is sometime in the near future. off of one of my worst days of the month, one of the worst days I've had in probably 3 or 4 weeks now, probably the best time to join. You just dodged a bullet. You didn't join yesterday. I'd hop on right now. I'm looking to put together a nice 1 or a 2 week stretch here, kind of go through the heart of the month, mainly with baseball, sprinkling NBA on the juiciest stuff, the best stuff I can find, and really start adding up these units. So with that being said, let's hop into these games. I think I covered everything. I don't even care. I'm not trying to dwell on that. That was an ugly day. I don't know what it was. It was almost laughable. I mean, I was almost laughing watching the Celtics game. I was almost like, this is unbelievable. These are professionals that make millions of dollars, and this is what we get. This is crazy. I couldn't believe it, man. Could not believe it. Game 1, we got the Knicks, we got the Pacers, we got a 7-point spread. So this one is injury dependent. Okay, OG Anunoby is a huge factor here. Huge, massive. Does he play? Maybe. Is he going to be 100%? No. So like, man, a lot rides on this one. I think the world is going to be on the Knicks here just because the spread's pretty big. And it's hard to trust the Pacers to win by margin at any type of a situation. Let's bring up the money splits for this game, see where the money's at. Line's been out for some time now, so we'll see where we're at. NBA, Friday, May 10th, New York Pacers. By the way, there's a 7.5 out there as well. Caesars is giving out a 7.5 right now. Everything else is 7 on the dot. The Sharps are on Indiana. It's not like crazy, but they're on Indiana fairly well here. 49.2% of bets placed against the spread, they're on Indiana, so about 50-50. But almost 65% of the money. So a little bit of sharp action on Indiana here against the spread. Money line is about the same splits, not quite as sharp, but in the same, kind of the same look there. And the under over is exactly split. Look, there's only one way to look in this game. This is a desperation spot, and the Pacers cannot cover a game unless they absolutely blast somebody. If they're only up 7 or 8 points in the fourth quarter, the Knicks are going to cover and probably win the game. Like, as long as this is even within reach, Brunson and fucking DiVincenzo, they're going to steal the game. The Knicks are just tougher. They're more clutch. They're better at the end. I expect a blowout. I'm calling a blowout. I don't care. Everyone's against the Pacers. That's fine. Everybody can say what they want. I'm not going to let one bad Celtics game rattle me. I'm dialed in. You guys see the record on the bottom of the screen. You've seen my video for weeks. You know I'm one of the best in the industry, maybe the best in terms of NBA playoffs. I'm not going to back down now. I've been watching all these games. I know these teams well, and I'm going to stick to my guns here. I like the Pacers. Here. I like them to cover the 7 points. I don't trust the Knicks on the road. I think Madison Square Garden, the refs drastically helped New York multiple times. I think the Pacers run fast here. I think they're going to play at a high tempo. They want to run the Knicks into the ground, and they're frustrated. If you guys saw some social media posts from some of those Pacers players, the way the coach got ejected, I think they got some anger here. I think they're going to come in hot, and even if it's not their best shooting night, I expected a better defensive effort. I think they're going to do better in rebounding. This is a desperation spot from a team I think is going to show up. They've been better at home. I like them here. 7 points. I don't care. Take the Knicks if you want them. Load up the comment section here on YouTube. Tell me I'm wrong again. Pacers -7. In terms of the total, I got to go over. Because I think the Pacers aren't going to stop. They can't stop. If they let this game even get anywhere close, like they have to blow the Knicks out, you got to be up at least 15 in that fourth quarter, at least double digits, at least 10, bare minimum 10 to have any prayer of winning the game. If it's within 6 or 7, the Knicks are probably going to steal the game outright. So I think they come out, they play hard, they keep their foot on the gas, knowing that they have the depth, knowing that New York's injured, they're beat up. You want to run them into the ground. I'm going to have faith that the coach at least has enough brain cells to know that pace and overall just your depth of your team is your advantage here. Get out, run fast, score a lot of points, and just distance yourself from this Knicks team. At the same token, man, this is a 2-0 series. Knicks are up. I don't think they're going to have the heart. I think they're maybe going to fold in this game. So I'm going to go Pacers, and I'm going to go over the total because I think we get quite a few points from the Pacers. And at the same time, you just can't stop the Jalen Brunson jump shot. You just can't stop some of those New York Knicks threes from falling, some of the offensive boards from Hartenstein. The Knicks are going to score a little bit, man. I don't love the Pacers defense. They get shredded in transition, and they get shredded on the interior sometimes. So I think the Knicks are going to get some points. I fully expect the Pacers to get out and run at a high pace. Give me the over. Give me the Pacers to cover the spread. Game 2, a game where it's like, what are we doing here? How is the spread 4.5? Here's my biggest advice to you guys. Now, I come on here all the time. I talk about this. I talk about that, my experience in this, and blah, blah, blah. And maybe it gets tiring over time. I'm only trying to help you guys, and I'm trying to help you with what I'm about to say. Don't bet on this game. Don't do it. If you're going to do it, half a unit, small. Keep your bet small. This is too easy. This is way too easy. Timberwolves are only how? 4.5 points? They're at home. Their defense actually goes up at home. They're number 1 in the NBA defensively at home. The Nuggets have already struggled drastically on their home court in Denver, altitude, the home court crowd, all that good stuff. I have no idea how the spread's 4.5, and it hasn't moved. Ever since it came out, it hasn't moved at all, and the whole world's on them. Let's bring up the money splits. Let's see how bad it's at. Maybe it's changed since I've looked, but it's got to be all over. Yeah, it's all over the whole world. The whole world's on Minnesota. A little bit of sharp action though, so it doesn't look too bad. It's not like the money splits are a red flag, but on the money line, like 80% is on Minnesota against the spread. About 3/4 of the money's on Minnesota. I don't know, man. I really don't know. This is one of two things. This is either Nuggets are going to win this game outright, or the Wolves are going to blast them again by literally 35. Like literally take their soul. And you're going to the game's going to end. It's going to be like, why did I not just bet my entire life on that? Like, what? I only bet a little amount. The Timberwolves were only -4.5 at home. I should have nuked that. It's too easy. It's too fishy to me. I expect defense from both sides, some type of heart. I mean, Joker just won the MVP. You can't show up soft now. So I expect some type of effort defensively from the Nuggets. Offensively, not defensively, offensively, the Timberwolves are worse at home by a pretty good amount. Their statistics over the regular season are pretty drastic. They fall to about 22nd in the league at home offensively. So low scoring game. I don't care that this is a public video. You guys can absolutely nuclear bomb me in the comment section. That's totally fine. I welcome all comments. I'm going to take the Nuggets, and I'm going to take the Nuggets straight up. I think they're going to win this game. The NBA has just been absolutely nuts lately, and this spread just screams. It just screams a red flag to me. That just looks way too easy, and I do think as long as the game is within single digits towards the end, I like the Nuggets. I like the Nuggets. I don't trust. I can't. Something in my body just won't let me get past the defending championship team, the Nuggets, until it's 3-0. Here's the other thing, and I'm going to leave you guys with this. This is game 3. The series is 2-0. If it goes to 3-0, it is 100% over, a sweep. This is the game, if any chance in the world, for the Nuggets to turn the series around and have a prayer. This is it. It's this game or forget it. If it goes to 3-0, forget it. You might as well nuclear bomb the T-Wolves in game 4. They'll wipe them right out. The Nuggets, if they quit in this game, I can guarantee you they won't show up in game 4. So with that being said, if the Wolves do come out and take care of business here, blast the Wolves in game 4, make a bunch of money before the series is over. In this game, man, I'm going under the total. It's going to be defense all the way. It's going to be low scoring. It's going to be ugly as crap in some way, somehow. I think the MVP, the Joker, shows up here. Jamal Murray has got to be better. I mean, you could almost blindfold him, and his numbers can't be any worse than they have been. That's a deep team. That's a deep team. I don't like the offensive drop-off of Minnesota at home. I don't know. Something tells me the Nuggets are going to win this game outright. I'm going to take the Nuggets. I'm going to take the under. Time for the whiteboard winner. Get you guys on your way. Hopefully send you off to the weekend with another winning pick on the whiteboard. It's been, God, I don't know, 3 or 4 days since I think I've gotten one up there. So hopefully we'll get one here. Let me double check the number. Where are we? Right here. Let me go back. No. I'm going to use FanDuel for this one as well. I saw the number earlier. I just want to make sure here in the late night hours recording this video that it's still the same. Get you guys as close to the real number as you can. I know if you see this in the afternoon, it might be a little bit different. Free pick's going to be in the first game, and it is going to be... Where are we? Yeah, all right. It's the same. Let's go. Let's get a winner. I don't know why I wrote it that way, but first half, Pacers -4.5. Again, there's always a little bit of risk in a close game that the Knicks steal this thing in the end. The Knicks are the more clutch team, but a first half of basketball, down 0-2, frustrated with the calls, coach ejected. The posts I've seen online, the Knicks are banged up. This is situational basketball. Guys, Pacers first half -4.5. I know 4.5 seems like a lot, but like I mentioned earlier in the video, I do expect this game to be a blowout. I think the Knicks could get killed here. Guys, hop on premium. I'm going to tell you, man, coming off a big negative day like that, I almost always have a nice 3 or 4 day run afterwards. So it's up to you guys. You see the long-term plays. You see my entire record this far throughout the entire NBA playoffs. So if you're interested in making some real money, hop on board. The links are in the description. Let me know what you guys think about both of these games in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next video.